Executive from Department of Prosthodontics. Today's topic is impression trays, impression techniques, and completely edgeless arches. That is your complete edge. As such, you would have come through the impression materials which already covered, but this is according to the preclinical prosthodontics. You're supposed to know about impression trays and to some extent about impression techniques of for the complete denture. What is an impression is negative likeness or copy in reverse of the surface of an object is called impression. When you come for the dental impression, negative likeliness or copy in reverse of the teeth and associated structures. That is called a dental impression. And I'll just refresh you what are the uses of these impression materials and then get into this impression tray and impression techniques. Impression can be done in many areas in the prosthodontics or in the dentistry. When you come for the uses of this, we can use it in complete denture, we can use it in partial denture, that is FPD or RPD, whether it is fixed or removable, and can be used in implants, it can be used in maxillofacial process, and it can be used for model duplication. This complete denture, this RPD, implants, maxillofacial process, whether you take any process either auricular, nasal, any process of maxillofacial structures. And as M.M. Devan has told, the ideal impression must be in the mind of the patient dentist before it is in his hand. He must literally make the impression rather than take it. So, before looking at the tissues, you should be knowing and kept in mind how your impression is going to be after you make it. In complete denture, in the process of fabricating a complete denture, you do two types of impressions. One is preliminary impression or primary impression. Two is second is final impression or master impression. What is an impression tray? An impression tray is a device used to carry, control, confine impression metal while making the impression. It's a device or receptacle that is used to carry, control, and confine impression metal while making the impression. The requirements of impression trays are: first thing, they should be rigid and strong enough, but not too thick. It should be rigid because it should not be dimensionally, it should not get distorted while making the impression or while before the pouring of the cast. Otherwise, the size of the cast you are getting replicated will be varying. The tray should simulate the finished denture in size and shape, and the border should be 2 mm short of the thing so that muzzle trimming can be done and you can record the borders properly with the material that you have placed in the tray. The entire border of the tray should be smooth and rounded. It should not injure the tissues. It should be perforated to have the mechanical interlock of the material, or the materials which are used with the non-perforated trays should have adhesion with the surface of the tray. Should accept the desired modification, easy to trim or adjust, and the handle of the tray should be angulated so that it aids in manipulation of the tray without disturbing the natural width contours. And the main function of an impression tray is two functions: support the impression material in contact with the oral tissues while making the impression, and support the impression material while removed from the mouth. So while making it and while removing it, it should support the impression material in contact with the tray. These are the two functions of the main functions of the impression tray. What are the, what do you say, parts of this, it's a handle, flange, and the floor of the tray. This impression materials are a simple classification. First thing, based on the how do you fabricate it, there are two types of impression trays. One is stock trays, which already prefabricated trays, and special trays are custom made trays, which we make it. In these custom made trays will there's no much variation, so just a difference in the material and whether it's edentulous or edentulous trays. But when it comes to the stock trays, it can be again classified into perforated or non-perforated trays, edentulous or edentulous trays, rim block trays, water cooled trays, whether it is perforated or non-perforated trays. So you have variants of this type. These are all the stock trays, whether it's certainly these are all edentulous trays. These are all edentulous trays. These are all sectional trays, that is plastic trays. These are all sectional trays. These are all disposal trays. These are all plastic trays. And there is one classification. Second, based on the material used, it can be metallic trays or non-metallic trays. Non-metallic trays, you have these stainless steel trays or aluminum trays. Non-metallic, you have plastic trays. Whatever the trays which are used other than metallic comes under non-metallic trays. Next, regarding the custom tray, it's a separate topic. It will be covered again, but I'll just refresh you and go on to the next things. Why is this custom tray used? It is customarily made by us. So to get a accurate impression in a complete denture, you need to have two impressions made. One is primary impression, second one is custom impression. Primary impression, secondary impression. Primary impression, you do tentative impression which will not be accurate. So you make the impression, you pour the cast, primary cast, and then you fabricate a custom tray on that cast. So now if you take the custom tray and place it in the patient's mouth, it is perfectly fit into the patient's mouth. Now you do secondary impression with the custom tray, then you will get an accurate impression into your hand. That is the reason why custom tray is fabricated. But custom tray is customarily only for specific patient alone. The advantage of this custom tray is it fits accurately to the arches of the patient, less dimension changes will be expected, less impression material is used, more comfortable for the patient. Custom tray materials are thermoplastic materials like colorization, like plate, modeling compound, and hydroplastic tray materials can be used as a custom tray material. Now, let's talk about impression trays. So, impression trays are based on fabrication, stock or custom trays. Based on material, metallic and non-metallic. Whether it's a stock trays are again divided into whether it's edentulous or edentulous trays, perforated or non-perforated trays, metallic or non-metallic trays. So this way you can classify it. Now theories of impression making of complete denture based on the amount of pressure. There are four types. Based on the amount of pressure or tissue displacement, it can be mucostatic theory, mucocompressive theory, selective pressure theory. And two, whether it's open mouth or closed mouth technique. Based on manipulations, whether it's hand manipulated or functional movements of the patient himself. Fourth is based on the type of tray you use. I'll just give you a simple idea of what these techniques are. That's enough for your second year. Minimal pressure mucostatic theory. That means you give minimum pressure or you don't give pressure. Very minimal thing to be, the tissues should not be disturbed much. This is a passive technique or non-pressure technique. It was given by Richardson and popularized by Henry Page. And impression is mucostatic. Static means rest, muco means tissues. Recording the tissues in a rest position without any pressure is called as mucostatic theory. That is the theory behind this. Generally, you do oversized impression trays for making this impression. The materials used for this technique is impression plaster or alginate or anything. But with this technique, the dentures you get will have good stability but poor retention because you don't have much adaptability of the material to the tissues. Advantage is high record for the tissue health and preservation, suitable to areas where it's sharp, thin and flangy. Disadvantage are poor peripheral seal, so only you get poor retention. So tissues recorded at rest position is mucostatic impression technique. Next is mucocompressive technique. Is you are compressing the tissues for making the impression. So you're recording the tissues in a compressive state, which is given by Green Brothers, where certain the materials used for this technique is impression compound or waxes. What disadvantage this technique has got is dentures will fit well during your compressing and making the impression. So during function, you have a good retention. But when you patient tend to be in a rest position, the tissues rebound back and kick back the denture from the patient's mouth. So, and the constant pressure on the tissues also may lead to resorption of the bone. These are the disadvantages of this technique. Generally, we have occlusal contact of a very not less than half an hour a day. So you need only retention will be there at only that time. In the rest position again, it tends to dislodge the denture. Or continuous pressure on the tissues can lead to resorption of the bone. Next is selective pressure technique. The nature has given us that certain tissues can bear stress and certain tissues cannot bear the stress. So this technique is given by Boucher, saying that the technique is pressure is given in certain areas which can bear the stress, and pressure is relieved in the certain areas which cannot bear the stress are relieved. There is not given area. So in that way, this technique is popularized, and like we can divide it like a primary stress bearing areas under pressure, secondary stress bearing areas under minimal pressure, and non-stress bearing areas will be relieved in this technique. And moreover, this also has a certain disadvantage, but this technique is most commonly used. So with this technique we have mucostatic theory, where tissues are recorded with the recorded in a rest position. 2. Mucocompressive, where the tissues are recorded with the compressive state. 3. Selective pressure, selectively giving pressure to certain areas which can bear the stress and relieving certain areas which cannot bear the stress. These are the techniques. Now is open mouth and closed technique. Open mouth is ask the patient to open your mouth and make the impression. Closed mouth is when you do jaw relation. If you are making impression under the surface of the tray, you can close the mouth and make the impression. Hand manipulation is which operator is manipulating the border tissues and recording the impressions. For functional movements, you ask the patient to give some certain movements like licking, grinning, sucking, swallowing, etc., so that your border tissues are recorded with the functional movements of the patient himself. So to have an idea for you, with this that impression technique and impression trace and techniques are finished, but I'd like you to show certain photographs of impressions that only the preliminary impressions that is made with alginate and impression compound, both maxillary and mandible. You do preliminary examination to the patient. You seat the patient. Seating of the patient is also important. So your position, the patient position, the chair position, and the operator position is important. You ask the patient to, for the maxillary impression, ask the patient to sit in the right rear position, in the 11 o'clock position of the patient, and then the head of the patient should be below the elbow level. Now for the mandible, you should stand right in front of the patient, that is 7 o'clock position, in the right rear 7 o'clock position, and it should the patient's mouth should be at the below the elbow level. So now the selection of the tray. Before making the impression, you should select the tray. You take the distance between, for the, if this is for the mandible, take distance between these two. The maxilla, take distance between this maxillary, the tuberous borders, and the, so you can check the distance from here to here and from here to here. Check whether your tray is set for the posterior region. Coming for the anterior region, again you have to see it in the patient's mouth like this. Anterior part. Posterior part, by selecting the tray, you by measuring it, you can enter like this. Selection of the trays. The selection of the trays should also be very important, so that it depends on how accurate your impressions are made without any distortion. You should not have too large impression trays, which may distort the border tissues. It should not be too small so that you cannot record what you are intended to record. Selection of the metal based on the distance with the tissues of the tray. If you have a 2 to 3 mm gap, alginate can be used. If you want if you have 5 to 6 mm thick material and consistent material, impression compound can be used. Why I selected these two materials is, you already would have aware of this materials of both alginate and impression compound, would have seen and used the impression that two materials. Primary impression with alginate. You select the tray as I told you. If you want any extension of the trace, modification of the trace, you can do it with even the wax. If it is underextended, you can extend it with the wax. You can record the posterior extension of the posterior extension with the Yasuna rim toxin pencils, and you can make the impression. This is a complete. The Yasuna impression with that you are marked on the patient's is transferred to the impression which you made. Mandible, in the same way, distal part is recorded. Any modification is to be done in the finished impressions. Mix with the impression compound which you are already noted. You need the first, you keep it in the water bath, you soften it, you knead the impression material, you place it into the tray, then make the impression. The completed impression is in your hands. Next is maxillary impression in the same way. Pouring of the cast by making the base to the cast. Next, after making the preliminary impressions, the materials which you are used for the preliminary impressions mostly is alginate and impression compound. Impression compound, you would have been aware of how to do it, and alginate impression you would have seen it, how to make the impression with both the materials. Next is this fabrication of the custom tray. After this, you have next impression is next procedure is water molding and secondary impression. But this is not about telling the impressions completely. So I would like to end with this part. Thank you. Stay safe.